What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Busted Balls. I'm your host, Eric Pennell. What's going on, guys, huh? January treating you well? I know I said every fucking episode, but let's get it, huh? Stop being a lazy fucking cunt, and let's get out there. That's when people, log off right there. We're like new listeners where they go, he said the cunt word 8 seconds in, low-hanging fruit. You know, like those fucking people where it's like, he just went to the lowest common denominator. Once you start saying lowest common denominator, get the fuck out of my face anyways, because I don't want you. I don't want yous over here, okay? Lowest common denominator, motherfuckers. I never watched any of the funniest comedy and go, wow, that was the funniest comedy ever, but they're talking about the lowest common denominator. No, Dice Clay, he was talking about the lowest common denominator. Sam Kinison, he was talking about the lowest common denominator. Louis C.K. is the lowest. Shut the fuck up. Who talks like that? You know, people that don't fucking need to be anywhere near good comedy. How about that? Yeah, why don't you just go fucking listen to Brian Posehn or somebody like that, you know, like Patton Oswalt type. I know Patton Oswalt, he's so good. Yeah, yeah, he's great. What's up, man? How's your fucking 2020 going? It's going good. We're now at the Super Bowl in 2 weeks from now, you know. I guess it's who everybody thought it was going to be. It's San Francisco 49ers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Look, man, I was throwing it out there. I thought maybe the Titans could run up their asshole and maybe win. I mean, I didn't know. I thought I know the Chiefs are who the Chiefs are. I know, Mahomes is a beast. I know they got a great fucking wide receiver core. I know their defense looked better. But I thought maybe the Titans could have maybe beat them. The Titans looked, and then as soon as the Titans lose, of course, people jump on Ryan Tannehill and beat the fuck out of him and say, oh, he sucks, he stinks, he's a this and he's a that. It's like, look, man, the guy made it one game, one game before the Super Bowl right there. He was one game away from being in the Super Bowl, and I know people go, oh, well, that's because of what's his name. You can say that about Lamar Jackson. Oh, Lamar Jackson just made it. No, it's because the Ravens made it that far because of Lamar Jackson. Of course they did. But there's, that's just the way it goes when there's fucking 11 people on each side of the goddamn team, But, yeah, I don't know. What do you think? You think, dude, San Francisco ran all up and down Green Bay Packers asshole, and I felt bad, I kind of feel bad, the Green Bay Packers, not really. I don't really feel bad for the Green Bay Packers. I mean, they've been eating pretty well for a long time. I mean, especially in the division that the Bears are in, they fucking suck, the Bears. Generally, the Bears always suck. I mean, I don't know, besides a couple years ago when they got Khalil Mack that first year, the Bears, they basically suck every year. The Detroit Lions, they basically suck every year. I mean, this is not breaking news. And then they only have the Vikings. What's the Vikings? The Vikings are always they're like a not an ugly girl, but it's like a sort of like a woman with low self-esteem. And every once in a while, like the Vikings, that's them. They're like a woman with low self-esteem, they're cute. And every once in a while, they get in a nice little dress and get their makeup done, and they go, God damn, they're fuckable and hot, But then, her personality comes out and their low self-esteem comes out, and they go, fuck her, she's a weirdo. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like what the Vikings are. So that's why I don't feel bad about the Packers. The Packers have basically owned this division for years now. I mean, for years. I mean, go back as far. I mean, when they had Brett Favre, they didn't own the division. They owned the division. So, I mean, look, the Packers were one game away from beating on the door, too. They were right there. And but they didn't have no answer for San Francisco, did they? They didn't have no answer. At least the Titans kind of, the Titans were up. I think the Titans were up 17 to nothing or something like that for a second, or, They at least they were at least the Titans go, yeah, look, we're supposed to be here. Green Bay against San Francisco, fuck, dude. They just basically, San Francisco just basically ran it on them, and they had no answer for them. Green Bay, they thought they had a defense. You can't stop the run. You can't stop the run. And I know Mozart is, or whatever the hell his name is. I mean, he's a good running back. I do fantasy football, but that dude ran all up and down their asshole with fucking 18 rushes, 139 fucking yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, I think that's what his stats are that's on ESPN right now, man. And he ran all up and down their asshole. Look, he's a good run. He's clearly fast. I mean, the guy is he's clearly a track star at one time, but man, Green Bay didn't have an answer for them, And I don't feel bad for Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers had a good career. I don't feel bad about Green Bay. Green Bay, you guys are in the mix all the fucking time in that little town up there. You know, I love that area up there. I used to go to Appleton and do that comedy club up there, and I know it's not far from Green Bay. They got a great community up there. That's great. It's you can't find a ghetto in that whole area over there. You can't find a hood or nothing. You know, but dude, it's fucking you'll be there next year. You know, you fucking assholes, fix it. You guys, Green Bay needs something better than Aaron Jones and Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. They need fucking other. You know, they never replaced like a Jordy Nelson. They never replaced him. They never replaced like James Jones when James Jones was there. James Jones was a beast. They just had Devontae, and they never replaced they needed another guy like Devontae. And I know it sucks to say, but that's what you need. And now with San Francisco and the Chiefs, man, Mahomes is so good. This is going to be a good Super Bowl, I think. I mean, it looks like it's going to be a good Super Bowl. I mean, we don't know. I mean, we have to watch this. You know, I mean, is that defense going to show up and just shut Mahomes down for the most part, or is Mahomes just going to be unstoppable and he's just going to throw all over that? I mean, dude, they got track stars all over that damn Kansas City team. I mean, Hill look, he likes to beat the shit out of kids and women and stuff, but man, he could play football. I mean, god damn. He knows how to beat the shit out of fucking kids and women, but man, that guy knows how to. Maybe we should go through all the presidents and go, okay, who smacked the shit out of a woman and a kid up in here? All right, let's get some cleats on them. I know. Fuck you. How about that, huh? Lowest common denominator. Suck this lowest common denominator dick. I don't give a fuck. I'm doing comedy podcasts on here. Eric Pennell, comedy on Instagram. Bustin' Balls podcast on Instagram. OW20's my squirt. Fucking man up, okay? Let's do it. But yeah, man, they got some track stars on that team, and they're not bad. That defense isn't bad on Kansas City. But San Francisco, they're clearly not bad. You know, I mean, dude, Kittle is no punk. And they got some wide receivers on there, too. And I think Jimmy Garoppolo always gets ragged on because he's not maybe I feel like he's kind of got the reputation of like, don't have Jimmy throw it too much. Don't have Jimmy throw it too much. I don't know. Every time I see Jimmy Garoppolo throw it, he looks above average this year for, the guy's, what is he, 25-5 as a fucking, maybe he's 26-5 now as a NFL starter for the for San Francisco. Pretty good record, man. And it's going to be a good Super Bowl. I think it's going to be fun. I think they're saying that the numbers are going to be ran up on this thing possibly. It doesn't sound like it's going to be a low-scored Super Bowl. It sounds like it's going to be, somebody said 70 points or something like that. I don't know. I mean, was that like 35-35 type shit or something like that they're saying? I don't know. I mean, it's going to be there's going to be some points up there. I don't see Kansas City not putting up anything less than 27 to 35 points. And I think San Francisco's not going to put up anything less than, I don't know, 24 to 28 points. I mean, is realistic. And I don't know who's going to win. I really don't. I haven't thought about it yet. I haven't really thought about, like, you know how, like, you play that game of, like, who's going to win? I don't know. I don't really know. I think defense sometimes slows down. Not like this is breaking news. Defense slows down high-powered offenses, but Kansas City's such a high-powered offense. I mean, like, how much do you slow them down? I mean, how much their opportunity? Fucking Sammy Watkins finally got another touchdown. He hasn't had a touchdown since week 1. And Mahomes seen the opportunity and bombed it down the field. God, Mahomes has a fucking arm on him. And he's got some legs on him. Like Mahomes, you don't think of him as a Lamar Jackson type guy, but he can extend a play with his legs. I mean, like that scramble that he did. And in this last game where he keeps in bounds right there, and then they lock him up about a yard or two from the end zone, about 3 yards in, and then he just leans in and he gets a touchdown. I mean, the guy, I don't like seeing that. I mean, I'm sure teams don't like seeing that. The great Patrick Mahomes fucking running around. I mean, that's not. I don't even know who their backup quarterback is. I'm sure they don't want to see him on the field, right? I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. I think this is going to be one of the better Super Bowls because, I mean, really, did anybody want to see the Titans-Packers Super Bowl besides Packer fans and Titan fans? I mean, nobody would have watched that fucking thing. I mean, nobody would have been paying attention to that at all. And now with this going, they're going to pay some attention to it. You know, I mean, San Francisco's back there. You know, I remember. I'm old enough to remember when San Francisco was complaining about how now they got a shitty team. And when I was all growing up, San Francisco always had a great team. You know, all the Joe Montana years in the '80s, and somewhere in the, you know, they had something in the '90s with Terrell Owens and shit like that, and Steve Young. And then once it kind of their empire fell, they were crying about it. It's like, shut the fuck up. You guys are crying about that? That's just like New England Patriot fans in the next couple years if the empire starts crumbling and they start complaining about it. It's like, you fucking won for like 20 years and you're going to bring this up that you're complaining about it? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I think you guys, look, you eat good for as long as you can, and teams like that, they've been eating long. New England ate long for a long time. You know, it's nice to see Andy Reid, you know, in the Super Bowl again. And I know people don't like Andy Reid. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care about Andy Reid either. But it's nice to see, like, that dude got back there. You know, he's back there all those years, I think, with Donovan McNabb. Donovan McNabb. I mean, good athlete, but I felt like Donovan McNabb. I don't know. I mean, he's good. He's a great athlete. You know? I mean, yeah, if he was my cousin, I'd be like, yeah. If Don McNabb was my cousin, first of all, I'd have some black people in my family, and that'd be a plus. You know what I'm saying? And another thing is, I'd be bragging and trying to get pussy all those years. You know how many times I'd fucking be bringing up Don McNabb was my fucking cousin or something like that? Yeah, he's my cousin, trying to get pussy, trying to fuck black chicks, mainly, and Puerto Rican chicks. For sure, I would have if Don McNabb's my. But I mean, Andy Reid going back with Mahomes, big difference. Good for Andy Reid, huh? Big difference. You know, and this fucking Kyle Shanahan, good for him. It's gonna be a battle, dude. It's gonna be a battle. I'm sure it's gonna be better than that UFC fight that we watched on fucking Saturday with Conor McGregor and Cowboy. I'm so glad I didn't pay for that fucking shit. That's why I don't pay for fucking fights, man. Because they could be 40 fucking seconds and you don't, you know, you just go, what? That's why, like, I wouldn't even go to a fight. I'd have to be crazy rich or free tickets to even go to UFC. I'm serious. Like, I'm not paying like crazy front row prices for fucking UFC because to me, look, man, I get it. It's a 40-second fight and somebody gets fucked up, but I don't know, man. There's like a time limit where I need, like, give me like I don't know, a round and a half. Give me a round and a half or something like that. But sometimes it doesn't be like that. Sometimes it goes down really fast. And Conor McGregor, breaking news, you fucking losers, he beat the shit out of Cowboy real quick with a fucking shoulder. My God, he fucking cracked him with that. Well, first of all, he came in with that fucking knee, and that didn't look like it felt good. And then he cracks him with that shoulder a couple times when they're clenched up like that. And then he just kicks him in the back of the head somewhere in there, and it doesn't go down well for Conor. Or for Cowboy. And I don't know. I mean, look, man, the Conor won. I don't care. You know, I didn't have no dog in the fight. You know, I'm so glad I don't pay for that shit. I am. I mean, I ain't gonna admit how I got it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna dry snitch on me right here. You know, I'm not gonna dry snitch on me. You know, I didn't know what dry snitching sounds or it is, but it sounds like that's part of it right there. Telling people how I'm fucking watching fucking fights on the internet. But, you know, Conor's already talking about fighting Mayweather or something like that possible this year. I mean, that's a money grab, of course. That would be a summer fight. That's like an August fight probably where they're trying to get everybody together and get the money together. And, you know, I mean, dude, does anybody want to watch Conor McGregor fight Mayweather? Yeah, I guess there's some people. But, I mean, like, it's like, I'm right now with Mayweather, like, go away. Like, go away. We've already seen you, bud. Was he 47, 45, something like that? I mean, it's like, I'd much rather see, like, you know, dude, there's so many good boxers right now that we don't even need Mayweather to come back. But I get it. I'm not trying to keep a man down. I'm not trying to keep a man from making his money. I'm not saying that. But, I mean, we already know how Conor Mayweather's going to go down. Conor ain't going to beat him, okay? And if the fix was in, Conor would knock him out or something like that. That's what would happen where we go, the fix is in. Conor McGregor just knocked out Floyd Mayweather. I mean, that's what the world wants to see, you know? Is Mayweather lose. Mayweather ain't going to lose. In a legit fight, Mayweather ain't going to lose to Conor McGregor. It's just a money grab for them. They're all going to make, they're going to make $150 million off it. Mayweather's going to make $450 million off it. It's going to be a money grab if anybody wants to watch that, you know. I'd honestly much rather see Conor fight Nate Diaz again and do the third fight than watch Mayweather and Conor fight, which I think that's the better fight for Conor to do right now is to fight Nate, because I think Conor could beat Nate right now. I mean, clearly, but if Conor fights Masvidal, I'm sure I'm fucking his name up. So if anybody's listening out there, look, again, I'm just a fucking watcher of the fucking UFC. I'm not Brendan Schaub over here, okay? So if I'm fucking up names, I'm just a casual fucking watcher of the UFC. So go fuck yourself. OW20 is my squirt. And, Masvidal, I think he's going to fuck Conor McGregor up. But it would be a good fight. I'd much rather see like fights like the Tony Ferguson fight that's coming up. That's going to be, I think he's fighting Khabib. That's a great fight. I mean, that's going to get people's interest if they really like UFC. That's something, that you're going to want to see. I don't know, man. I just, and also in February, you got Tyson Fury fighting Deontay Wilder. I mean, that's a great fight. Now, those are real fights right there. Those are fights, like, I get it. If that goes 45 seconds, I much rather, for some reason, like with boxing, like with Fury and Wilder, I'd much rather see that go 45 seconds, and I feel like I'd be pleased. But for some reason, with the Conor Cowboy going 40 seconds, I'm not really, there's something different about it. Moving forward, I seen that fucking Aaron Hernandez documentary that they had on Netflix. My wife wanted to watch it. Anything with death and documentary style and murder, my wife's all on it. Okay, that's what it is. That's like women fucking love murder documentaries for some reason, and I watch them too. But I feel like most of these documentaries are like, it's like women and they're juicy shit. They just love like watching murder and cops and shit and the story about it. I don't understand it, but. Look, everybody knows the Aaron Hernandez story. It wasn't like they were going to tell me anything new about Aaron Hernandez. And I don't believe this whole Aaron Hernandez was gay. Well, how comes every time somebody dies, it's always something, like an entertainer or somebody like that, they always go, "Oh, they were gay. They were gay." And it's like there's no other signs of it or anything like that ever, and everybody always has to be gay or something that, when people die. It's like, no, get the fuck out of here. I think if anything, if that gay thing brought up with Aaron Hernandez, if anything, I would mainly think they brought it up for a defense, where they started bringing doubt into your mind so they could play the gay card, because they know so many people are like, leave the gays alone. Leave the gays. Even a murdering fuck like Aaron Hernandez. Dude, even on that documentary, when there was some reporter that was bashing Aaron Hernandez on a radio show, saying he was a tight end before he was a tight end, and that's like a gay reference or something like that. And there's people defending him like, you shouldn't talk about him like that. It's like, this guy's a fucking murderer. I don't give a fuck if none of his family. I'm talking about him. Fuck him. How about that? But that's how much you can't even touch gay fucking anything. And nothing against gay, whatever, but that's clearly what that is. Even a murderer, you can't even say nothing about him, and he wasn't gay. There's nothing. His fiance, besides that childhood friend that's fucking clearly gay, maybe he'll throw it out there. He also gets a camera thrown on him, and he's on Netflix for 15 fucking seconds. Of course. But this Patrick Mahomes is so good. I'm watching highlights. But dude, if Aaron Hernandez was gay, what the fuck do I care? But I'm just saying, it's just, you can't even make a comment about negatively about gay people, even for a fucking murderer. This guy fucking killed Odin Lloyd, and if I got his name wrong, I'm sorry. I don't fucking know all these names. I'm just a fucking watcher. And he killed those two innocent Hispanic men. I'm pretty sure they were Hispanic men. They were just on a night out fucking drinking, and he rolls up on them and fucking kills those two. And I don't think he was even guilty of that. I think that's what he was not guilty, but he had a witness saying that he shot them. And then his buddy that he thought he killed, that he shot in the fucking face while he was sleeping, and he just wakes up and then throws him out of the car. This guy's a fucking psychopath. Fuck this cocksucker. If they're on there calling him a cocksucker or whatever, this guy's a murderer. Okay? I don't need to go on more and more. You get where my point's coming from, but who gives a shit? This guy's clearly a dumb motherfucker, Aaron Hernandez. He's getting fucking tattoos on his body that are basically telling the story of like, him repenting or what. Fuck you. You're a dummy. Don't go fucking body and like, I'm sorry and like whatever the fuck his stupid tattoos were. He's a moron. And he had the world by the fucking short hairs. I mean, this guy had a $40 million contract. He's getting Super Bowl fucking touchdowns from Tom fucking Brady. How good of a life did this guy have? And I get it. People go, I know there's always an asshole out there that's like, yeah, but you didn't know after his dad died and his mom did. Get the fuck out of here. We all got our problems. Everybody listening to this fucking thing right now has their own problems, okay? We all can make excuses and point at all those fucking things saying, well, yeah, what about my life when I had this? Yeah, what about my life when I had that? We all could do that. This fucking guy had a $40 million contract. He's in Boston. He's the king of Boston. I mean, one of them. He's walking around. He could have just been a good guy. But no, he's a fucking asshole, and he's murdered innocent people, and it was unneeded. I see that Odin Lloyd's mom out there fucking crying, the poor woman. And she's got to be the bigger woman. If anybody watches that documentary, she's got to be the bigger woman, not showing any emotions on the stand. She's got to do press conferences. You hear how I'm talking. Right now. I couldn't hold back like that. You hear how I talk on this fucking microphone. Somebody kills somebody, like a relative of mine. Are you killing a son? I got a son that's 24. Somebody that would do something awful like this. I ain't talking nice. I'll tell you that. There's some gay rumors out there. Guess what? I ain't saying politically correct stuff if this guy fucking killed my kid. I'll tell you that much. It ain't right. This guy's a murderer. Anyways, it's okay documentary, but if you haven't seen it yet, he's a fucking killer, this guy, and he's a fucking idiot. He fucked up his life and whatever. Before I get out of here, man, there is a show that I've been watching. It's I think it's called The Outsider, and it's on HBO, and there's only been 3 episodes that aired last night. And man, if anybody out there is old enough to remember the X-Files when it was in its heyday, the actual shows when they were at its heyday, it has a good feel of kind of like what the X-Files had going on, and then some. It's got its own thing going on that's very good also. And so far, so good. And I watched 2 episodes that I recorded where I was like, oh, new series on HBO, let me watch it. First 2 episodes, back to back, really liked it. Last night they aired the 3rd episode, I think, of the season, and really good. And so I highly recommend it. If anybody out there, if they liked X-Files and you like kind of murder shit and you're like, what's going on here? Because they're just dripping you information, but it's good. I tell you what, man, I like the characters on it, and I think the story is moving right. And I think Stephen King is affiliated with it. I think that's like his story. And check it out. Also, before I get out of here, Curb Your Enthusiasm, new season, episode 1 aired last night. Very funny. At first, I thought it started out like a little, like I was telling my wife because she just came down and she was like, oh, I forgot to watch that, so I started watching it. I thought the first couple minutes was a little off timing. It didn't feel like Curb Your Enthusiasm timing, but I was wrong, and it went right into it, and it's same old Curb Your Enthusiasm. And Larry David is so good. All the characters on there are so good. They went the MAGA hat route with this, which was great. They leaned right into it. They're doing inappropriate shit. I mean, that's the one thing about Curb Your Enthusiasm that I love. I mean, the great comedy, they lean into it, where they go, oh, this makes you uncomfortable? Leaning into it. Okay? Politically correct, leaning into it. Before I get out of here, I was thinking about the First Amendment. Is it the First Amendment or the Second Amendment? That's how stupid I am. Where free speech and the First Amendment is. Hold on here. Even if I have to cut this out of my fucking, why am I mind blanking? It's the First Amendment is. I know people are listening here. You're a fucking idiot. Guess what? You're a fucking idiot. How about that? You fucking amendment cunt. How about that? It's the First Amendment. What am I thinking? I'm blanking here. I didn't eat lunch, so I'm fucking my blood sugar's low here. The good thing about the First Amendment, dude, is in America, it's basically like our version of saying fuck you. I think that's what it is. I was thinking about this the other day. It's basically us as Americans just being able to say fuck you. How about that? That's what it is. That's basically it in a nutshell. And people go, you can't say fuck you. And then Americans go, no, I can say fuck you. Fuck you. And it's your version of whatever it is. I mean, clearly it's not just saying the words fuck you is the First Amendment is what I'm saying. But by you being able to say something against it, and people going, why are you saying that? No, they're basically going, fuck you. I'll say this if I want because this is a free world. And we can't take away the First Amendment, okay? That's just it. And that's sorry you don't like it that I say fuck you. Because it goes both ways, clearly. That they can say some ignorant shit also, and they're going, yeah, they're basically saying fuck me and my whole thoughts right here. Yeah, because we're allowed to say fuck you. And the good thing about the First Amendment is that by saying fuck you, you got people that go, yeah, what they're saying fuck you, I'm on their side of them saying fuck you. And then the people that are saying fuck you, that have some weak ass fucking crazy thoughts on what they'll either have a lot of people that back that or they'll have few people that back it. And there you go. It still boils down to capitalism. Anyways, that was probably the dumbest thing I've ever fucking said. But if people out there that follow me where I'm going with that, you know what I'm saying. Shout out to Biggie Smalls getting into the fucking Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's very exciting that Notorious Big got into the fucking Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. First of all, it's one of my favorite rappers of all time. I'm 44 years of age. He was, he's an inspiration. I've always loved Christopher Wallace. I've always loved his music from the start. I bought his first CD right when it came out with the Craig Mack CD. I had a buddy that was one of my best friends was going to a junior college in Scranton, PA, out there in the woods, and he went to school went to a junior college with a bunch of New York guys. And when I was talking to him on the phone, when that CD came out, the fucking Ready to Die CD came out, he goes, "Hey, my buddy said you got to get 2 CDs, Craig Mack and Biggie Smalls." And because at first Biggie Smalls, I knew him as Biggie Smalls. We didn't call him Notorious Big until later. Like it was, they started like changing it up a little bit. I think he was always Notorious B.I.G., but I feel like when he first came around, it was always Biggie Smalls. But he told me he had to buy that. So I bought both CDs, I think the same days. I think I bought them both the same days. Craig Mack had Flavor in Your Ear, and I fucking banged that for like a day. And then Craig Mack only had like another song that was like decent on that album. That was pretty good. I listened to it last week, and I'm like, yeah, Craig Mack had a couple songs on this album. But then after that wore thin, then I went back to Biggie's CD, and dude, within a half a day, I fell in love with that thing. Like just listening. It's still to this day some of my favorite rap songs of all time. I fucking love this guy, and it's so great to see that he got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Although my wife loves Depeche Mode, and Depeche Mode made it into the to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I get that. They got a huge fan base. But, you see some of these people that get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and you go, how the fuck are they in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and Bad Company isn't in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? The fucking Doobie Brothers just got there, And then there's fucking bands crying about not making it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Fuck you, man. Notorious Big is a person that deserves to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Although very short career. I mean, if you think about Biggie Smalls' career, dude, I don't know when that album came out, but I think it came out in 94. It had to. My buddy was in college. I graduated in 94. Look, I'm 44. Go fuck yourself if you're fucking judging my age, you cocksuckers. Look, people can't fucking stay at 24 all their life. But so that was 94. I'm pretty sure it came out. And I think by 97, Biggie's dead. I mean, what the fuck, man? I mean, that's why when people go that Tupac is a better rapper or whatever, he had a longer catalog. He was on top longer. I think Tupac died in 96, and he had a catalog that was longer than Biggie. I mean, in the argument, but also, dude, look, I love Tupac, but Tupac was a fucking asshole. I mean, towards the end there, he was like a bitter cunt. After he got shot and he's pointing fingers, like you watch some of those old videos of Tupac, like whether he's acting out or whether he's like, it's all acting and shit that he's pissed off at like East Coast, West Coast bullshit. He's kind of like a little fucking asshole, He's a little barker. He's like a little, he's not a chihuahua, but he's like a little dog that's like, yip, 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 yip. Although I love Tupac. I can go song for song with Tupac, but congratulations, Biggie Smalls, Notorious B.I.G., thank you for all the fucking happiness that you brought to the world, man. And you deserve everything you deserve. And OW20 is my squirt. Guys, thank you for listening to this podcast. If you like the podcast, please share it. That helps out better than a like. If you don't want to share it, I get it. You know what I'm saying? You like the podcast, please write in. Let's fucking write in. You ever want to do a call-in? Let me know. We'll set that up. We'll do a call-in. You don't like the podcast, you know where you got it. On this dick. You can go suck my dick. I don't even give a fuck. Yeah, that's right. I'm a real mature man, and I don't give a fuck. Guys, thank you so much for listening. OW20 is my squirt, Bustin' Balls podcast. Thank you. Let's get it, guys.